Us now. Morning to you,
Good
Charlie.
morning as well.
How are you?
Oh, I'm absolutely fine. I fortunately not had too much breakfast because some of us will be eating up to 100 cheeses today.
Wow, I have to say, you have the best job in the world. Do you actually look forward to a day like today, or does that actually, even for a cheese obsessor, is that a bit much?
No, I absolutely love it. This is Christmas come early. It's not just about the cheeses. There are 250 judges from 38 countries, and this is the only time of year that I get to meet a lot of people who are my sort of close friends. So this is the big gathering of the big cheeses.
Yeah, exactly. and obviously there are countries that are known for cheese, ourselves, France, the Netherlands, Switzerland. Are there cheeses from random countries that you'd never think they would produce their own cheese?
Oh, without question. So of the 4,434 cheeses, just over 800 are from outside the European area, so about 20%. But that is growing really fast. 7 years ago, it was 2 or 3%. And we're seeing Kazakhstan, we're seeing Japan. Japan makes amazing cheeses. We've seen Indian cheeses arrive, big cheeses from South America. So yeah, there are some things popping up all over the place.
Wow.
So what would you look for? And we've got a little plate, a little selection that our producers just popped across the road and bought for us this morning. They've managed to get them to room temperature. We have a truffle cheddar, a mango and ginger Stilton, which is in the middle, and then your classic Stilton. I have to say the fruity one in the middle, to me, is an abomination. There shouldn't be fruit in cheese, but that's my own view. What would you go for to try, first of all, if you were with us in the studio?
All the cheeses you've got there are quite strong cheeses. So the blue has obviously got that pungency from the mould, which is going to be probably the strongest of the three. But that note of truffle is also going to be quite punchy. So I would start with the sweeter in the middle, the mango and Stilton. Stilton without the blue carries fruit really well.
Stilton without the blue, I didn't know was possible. I thought blue was
surely,
Stilton.
I thought that's what made it Stilton, yeah.
No, absolutely not. So there is a protected food name, like a PDO, what they used to call an AOC in France, for white and blue Stilton. So they're both old cheeses for us. The oldest cheese in the UK is probably Cheshire, and Stilton is very close to that. They are both predate the Normans in our history. So these are old. That Stilton you're tasting there. The mango is a modern take on it, but the Stilton itself is historic.
Pleasantly surprised I am by the sweetness in that. Would you be a classicist who wouldn't really like to see fruit in the Stilton, or you welcome the innovation?
Well, if you want to talk about innovation, have a look at this chap. Where's my camera?
That's cheese.
Oh, wow.
That is cheese. So what we're seeing in cheese, and this is global, and there's some really, really good examples going on in London right now of people innovating with cheese. We're sort of that classic 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future kind of approach, where they're using all the heritage and knowledge of this country's fantastic cheese-making community and go, well, what do we do next? What do we do next? And what you're looking at, the fruit combination has been around with us about 25 years, 30 years, and that has been really big. And we're working for the next big thing right now.
Yeah, can you submit vegan cheeses to the awards?
That is what let's call a live discussion. Let's put it in that way. At the moment, this is the World Cheese Awards, and for technical reasons, you're not allowed to call vegan cheese cheese. So it's not there at the moment, but it's my guess that it's on its way.
Yeah, and best things to go with cheese. We were having this discussion earlier, and some people like things like quince jelly. I'm more of a digestive and Stilton man.
I certainly respect the digestive. I like it with brie, if I'm going to be honest. Digestive is a classic. Quince is a Spanish thing, and it tends to come through on those sheep's milk cheeses like Manchego, which is great matching. But if I'm going to be really honest, the best thing to have with cheese is either more cheese or good company, and start there and let it evolve.
Oh.
Charlie, what about wine? Sorry, you can't have cheese without wine. Cheese, wine and good company. I'm going to have to say, go on.
This is a breakfast show. I didn't know we were going here straight away. But yes, open a bottle. I don't know if you keep one under your desk.
What about, we talk about, obviously, in a pure form, we're talking about crackers or whatever it might be. But actually pasta, I associate. I mean, this truffle cheddar, I just want to slather over some macaroni. Be lovely.
Cooking completely changes the way cheese tastes. I mean, even grating it, I imagine most of your viewers know that weird experience of grating cheese, and it tastes better, which is great. So any kind of change of cheese will change the way it hits your mouth. Cheese, when you're a professional judge, you need to understand that the way you chew changes the character of the cheese, and you need to give cheese time. all the flavors, all the complex flavors are actually dissolved in the fat of cheese. So you need to be able to masticate, to give it that technical term, to allow the flavors rise up into the body of the mouth. And then you actually do most of your tasting through the nose. Ooh. And that gives you all the flavors. Like truffle and that is only tasted through the nose, not the mouth. So when we judge professionally, we have a process of taking us through the look, the texture, the aroma, and then into the mouthfeel, and then into the flavor to give the whole spectrum of the cheese before you judge it, because you need to make sure it has its moment.